David Goggins has a limited amount of willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. You're only going to be able to just do it and just get over it and just suck it up so many times before you don't. I don't care who you are. Welcome to the next episode. We are in the parking lot. We are getting ready to go step out on a 5-mile base run on a trail. So nice, easy pace today. And really what we're going to get into in this episode is preparation. Running is a preparation game. And one of the biggest things I hope that we take away from this is not there is a way to do it. It's about figuring out your way to get it done and what makes you successful. So, like, for example, I've got all these things I need to check, all these boxes I need to check, nutrition and hydration. I've got my G1M that I'm finishing up. I had a banana. I had a good breakfast. I just got done kickboxing before I drove over here. Then it's little things, making sure I've got my handheld, I've got my water, inside this, another reason why I carry this is like, I've always got a 4mm tool. So this is how I work on a prosthetic. This has to be in my kit. It's really the biggest non-negotiable for me to go out and go do something like go 5 miles into the woods. I need to have that tool just in case. I almost walked out without my dang trail shoe. So like I said, we got that taken care of. In the process of finishing up my my pre-workout from Mason's company, Move Your Body. And he went ahead and gave me a discount code to share. So SAM15 will save you 15% on your purchase product, and you get to support what Mason's doing, which is very, very cool. I'm going to have him on here to talk about what he's doing. I'm really excited about that one. But yeah, so we're going to be talking a lot about preparation for the runs themselves in this episode. So, but for right now, we got 5 miles to go hit. I'm not going to stop and watch this. This is pretty cool. I don't really want to run by and scare it because it doesn't deserve that. Hello. That's cool. There's about 97 things that I won't stop my run for. That's one of the ones I will. Well, it was bound to happen. Got it out of the way. Just took my first fall. Ate it pretty good. Nothing crazy. Hands a little jacked up. Outside of my right leg's a little cut up, it looks like. But turns out we're not made of glass. Sure, it's the first of many. Yeah, felt pretty good. Honestly, I don't really feel like I got cut up bad. Oh, that's more blood than I expected. More like the blunt force trauma of the fall, like that hurt. Like this muscle right here is a little tender. I could feel that one a good bit, but not dead yet. That was a good one. Good little, I didn't quite end up with 5. To be honest, I got to get out of here. This is going to be really, really fast. 12:13 pace, just over 4.5 miles. What I didn't feel like I did well on my last base run, which was heart rate management. Today I did that average heart rate 125, and actually it was in good pace until you could see where my heart rate went up was after I fell. So you already saw my leg, and it's not bad, but it hurts. Probably just a little bit of a nervous system reaction, but no, nice and smooth. was a good training run. Foot and calf, definitely were feeling it from the last trail run, so that's something I need to do some maintenance on and just understand that conditioning is gonna be a piece of the puzzle. But like I said, I'm in a good bit of a rush, so we gotta get out of here, on to the next. All right, so real simply, I'm gonna lay out the running plan for this week. We're in week 2 of a 10-week prep. Very simply, this week is still base building. We'll start working on a little bit more endurance next week. We'll have a deload on week 4, and we'll get into all that whenever it's time. So run number 1, which was actually in the last video, it's a 4-mile base run. That was the first time I got on a trail, and my plan from here on out is on these base runs. For right now, I'm going to be going and getting on the trail because it's more than just acclimating to the running. There's a specific adaptation for running on trails. The ground is very different. I definitely felt it in my foot and calf. So I've got a 5-mile base run as my second run of this week's plan. Going to a trail, I've got something picked out already. Same park, different route. And then my longer runs this week, my Saturday, Sunday, will be a 6-mile moderate run and then a 9-mile long run. So on Saturday, like I said, I know where I'm going on those. I'm not going to be on a trail for these. I'm going to be on something a little bit more consistent on the terrain because we're going to put more emphasis on the actual mileage and the time under tension, time on feet. And so that's what we're doing right here, week 2. And very simply, like I said, we're really early on in a very immature runner's plan, so we're just keeping it nice and simple. All right, so we are in for my first long run of the weekend. I got 6 miles, moderate pace, so we're gonna try to pick it up. Feeling a little sluggish. It is almost 2 o'clock. I originally wanted to do this early, and that plan kind of went sideways about 3 different ways, but that's okay. I had the time for that to potentially happen, and it did. So here we are. I always like to get my training done as soon as possible because the later in the day, the more I am just likely to have I don't really want to do it, start to creep into the conversation. And well, I've gotten good at just going and doing it. That's how I am where I am, how I've gotten where I've gotten. That being said, I think this one's really actually important. Willpower is a finite resource. And I think that's really important to remember in this process, is that willpower is a finite resource. You're only going to be able to just do it and just get over it and just suck it up so many times before you don't. I don't care who you are. David Goggins has a limited amount of willpower. And on top of that, it turns into this relationship of just punishing yourself, which also doesn't have a lot of longevity to it. So that's another reason why just being prepared really goes a long way in your training. And again, especially for this endurance stuff, if I wasn't as prepared as I was prepared to go run this morning. Like I said, just hit a couple of snags and it just didn't work out. But as a result, all my stuff was ready to go. So there was no extra obstacles for going and getting it done later. Like I said, the snags were kind of half and half, out of my control, in my control. The in my control thing was I didn't realize how dark it was going to be, and I had no idea where my headlamp was. So like when I was going to try and run early this morning, it was dark. So yeah, I needed a headlamp, and then there was, 1 or 2 other small things that were not in my control, and this just made sense. So we're going to knock this run out. Then I think calories in cold tub is going to be like the recurring theme in this whole thing. Get calories, get in the cold tub, get the down regulation going. I'm going to do a little bit of breath work before and after on this one. So let's go enjoy these 6 miles. It's a gift. Oh man, I'm just going to be straight up. I'm sucking today. This, my shin's been on fire pretty well since the very beginning. A little over 3.5 in. And full transparency, I've stopped twice to try and stretch this thing out, just trying to loosen it up. All the voices in my head are telling me to cut the run short. And the reality is I have that choice. It's the thing about this. I have the choice to stop at any point and just walk back to the truck. I can do that.
Like I said, we're a little over 3.5 in. Typically 2.5 to 3.5 is my most uncomfortable place lately in my run. We're gonna see what happens. But man, you don't get to win them all, and I am, when it comes to time and pace, it's not gonna be the win today. Simply getting 6 done, that'll be a win. Just crossed 5.5, figured it out. Just had to hang in there long enough to figure it out. Unlocked. 6 miles done. Supposed to be a moderate run, but I don't think I really hit that target. I can sit here and be upset about that, or I can be stoked at the fact that I figured out how to finish it up instead of calling it early, which was absolutely on the table. It's one of these things about this stuff. I always have the option to stop and walk back. Yeah, way tired today. Very poor sleep last night, which I definitely felt. But I would rather learn how that actually feels versus let my watch, let my Garmin tell me don't train today when I need to train. In the end, the mileage is done. It's also important to remember, like, I'm going into this race and I don't have a goal for the fastest time that I can. I just want to do it well. I want to be capable of covering that distance well. And every bit of like time or anything like that is just simply going to be a byproduct of good quality work and continuing to stack up quality work. So in the end today, I did the best that I could. Again, super stoked about it. No, but we're on to tomorrow. We got 9 miles tomorrow. Pretty certain I've got a blister under a couple toes, so that'll be fun. We'll figure it out, and let's go home. Calories, cold tub, down regulation, get some cool down breathing going right now. And there is a Qdoba on my way that may as well just put my name on a booth. An extremely important bit of perspective I think I need to take from this experience is that there's about a 0% chance that I'm not going to experience a portion of that race, of this coming race, that's going to feel to some degree like that. Like if I'm out there and I'm truly running at my best, and maybe it isn't this race, maybe I'm in such good shape for this 30K and then I learn how to run the next one harder, that's a longer distance, I will find myself feeling like that again at a time when it counts, you know, on a game day. And it's going to be important for me to deal with that well. And so I learned at some level how to handle that and how to deal with that and how to move forward from that today. And that alone can be a big win if I choose to take that lesson and apply it. So I do have that going for me, and that I needed to feel that. I needed to feel not great. And so just something important, I think it's for people to realize, like whenever you get into a prep and you're going to work something and you're going to truly put yourself, say, hey, I want to go do my best. That's coming. What are you going to use it for? So how are you going to use that? And that, I think, is the big win from this run. It's not the 6 miles. It's not the heart rate. It's the figuring out how to figure it out when things are not in the groove, which today was not in the groove. But I'm at Qdoba. We're about to get some calories going. See ya. All right, so I talked about at the beginning of this video about how like endurance is a preparation game, and like the more I do it, the more that screams how true that is. So like there's like the overall, like the big overarching theme of like preparation, like having a running plan, like actually having a plan, working with somebody who knows what they're doing versus like just thinking like, oh, I'm just going to go run more and then run more and run more. And every run gets a little bit longer. That leads to an injury. The timeline, maybe, who knows, but that only lasts for so long before it's really not successful and or it's no longer driving the positive adaptations you're looking for.
So once we layer that down a little bit more, it becomes like being prepared for your individual workouts. So with endurance, it's not just simply, are you tough enough to keep running? There comes a point where it's a fueling game, and it's, my run coach has said to me multiple times that ultra running is a nutrition problem. It's not a running equation. It's a nutrition problem, nutrition equation to solve. And the way I'm like getting at here, I go into a run and I'm not properly fueled. I've got to run again the next day, like I'm doing right now. If I don't have proper nutrition for this run, I'm now behind, and I've got more miles than I had today tomorrow. So now I'm trying to play catch up, and my training is no longer as effective as we're hoping it to be, as the plan is dictating. And now the plan needs to be adjusted, expectations need to be lowered, and that's not the game I'm trying to play. So now it becomes a game of like planning and making sure, like planning your day out and planning your schedule. So tomorrow my coach wants to run with me. So I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, we're going to do it on a track at 5 a.m. Awesome. So I got to be up early. I've got to be at a track, and we're going to run 9 miles like that. I can wake up and go and do all the things that I need to do, but it's going to mean one of two things. I'm either A, going to have to get up even earlier, or B, I am going to end up skipping or missing steps because I'm not about to show up late. That's just really not cool and okay. He is giving me time. He is even offering to run at my pace. For reference, this guy is in the process of training to run a 130-mile race in under 24 hours. My paces are moderately laughable to him. This dude's going to give me that time. So, getting myself prepped up for tomorrow. I've got a couple of bananas. And again, this is all going to be set out. So, I got a couple of bananas. I'm going to do, so when I wake up, I'm going to have a scoop of G1M and a couple of bananas. Like I said, we've got apparently our competition to see how many times I can say a couple of bananas. But, so carbs and electrolytes in here. Something a little bit more substantial. I don't like operating on an empty stomach. That just does not jive with me. I don't know how people do the fasted cardio thing. I don't like an empty stomach. I don't load myself up, but I know bananas work for me. I'm definitely going to be doing the pre-workout. It's 9 miles. So getting that going. And because why I'm doing this is so I can just wake up and go. I wake up and just water, just add to, shake it up, and just simply go. Again, if I leave these things for 4 a.m. Sam, I'm going to not operate as sharp. It's just the fact of getting up. So I do these things to try to make this much easier. And while it seems annoying, it definitely can seem like, oh, you don't have to. You're right. I don't have to. I am choosing to because I'm choosing my results now. I'm choosing the results of my race with these sorts of little decisions. It's not a game day decision how this race is going to go. It's been being decided, and these results are going to stack up. The other thing we're getting into tomorrow is I got my vest, company called Nathan, insane sale. This is a $120 vest. I got it for $30. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It wasn't necessarily a point, but when it's dark out, you won't miss me if I turn it on. So this one, we're just getting used to carrying it. This thing holds 3 liters of water. We're going to see if we like this. It's got the Camelback style deal. I'm going to bring me a gel. Go Gel is what we're going to be using from Bare Performance. I have used that one in the past, and I know that one agrees with me. I know that I like it a lot. I'll have my Allen wrench for my prosthetics going to be here in this pocket. And over the next handful of weeks, I'll be playing around with different configurations on this to figure out what needs to go where. And because this does have a back pocket, so it's got the bladder, but it's also got a divider in here, so I can still use this to carry whatever I need. In here, I'm going to put a couple servings of electrolytes in. I'm not going to be drinking 3 liters of water in this run. That would be a lot. But again, we're testing stuff out. We're going to see what we like. So I'm going to put a couple of servings of electrolytes in this, and I will drink it through the day. Like whatever's left, I'll probably just end up tossing the vest in the fridge. And as I need to fill up my water and get myself refueled and get myself set up for recovery, because that's really the game. I just did 6 miles. Tomorrow I've got 9. So I've got a 15-mile weekend. And on the same curve, that is a lot. Soon, it won't be as much. But yeah, so really all I'm doing is I'm hooking Morning Sam up big time, because it's not only this, like nutrition to me is like the biggest non-negotiable. The second one, it becomes down to equipment. So like I know that my running bag is set up and it's easy. I can just grab it. You know, I know that my running blade's in there. I know that my microphone's going to be in there. I know that my extra Allen wrench, my heart rate monitor, all the things that I want for this run will be in that bag in the morning. Make sure I have the right shoe. And then I'm even going to have my clothes out. I'm going to have my shorts, going to have my shirt, going to have my long sleeve, because it's going to be probably under 40 degrees out. And these are little things that I'm doing to vote for my success and to choose my success on this race and this run. So again, just diving in even harder on endurance being a preparation game. Then at a certain point, you have to realize that one of the main skills you have to have for endurance is preparation. And most of preparation is habits. It is early. It is cool, not cold. Getting ready to head to the track for this run. Yeah, it's like not even 5 a.m. All right, 9 miles. Let's knock them out. We are here. We'll say this camera makes it look a lot brighter than it actually is. But this will be an interesting one. I've never run 9 miles before. We are taking it to the cleanest surface we can get, which is a track, but it's also the most monotonous thing. Like, we're literally about to run 36 times around in a circle.
Fucking gem in the city, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is a gem after.
So we are just short of 4 miles in. We both need a bathroom, and the bathrooms here are closed, so we're gonna make a mile detour off the track. Apparently there's a QT a mile away, and get it going. Like I said, we're about 4 miles in, getting close to that halfway. Sun's starting to come up. What are we, 6.5? Jordan, what are we, 6.5 miles in?
6.5 miles, Joe.
6.5 miles. Sun's coming up. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the type of shit that gets people into this stuff. It's this earned experience. You know, you can't buy it. If you just wake up and look out your window, this isn't the same thing. 6.5 miles into an effort. Fuck yeah. We did it. Way brighter than when I started talking about this run. Sun's up. 9 miles knocked out. Not fast. I think we averaged around a 12-minute pace is what my watch said, but we had a couple like random stops and just kind of random things. Also, just coming off of yesterday, I needed a slow run. You know, started off, the shin was barking a little bit early on, but basically walked it out, ran it out, didn't walk it out, ran it out. Yeah. You know, another Dragon Sleigh, that's a PR. It's another distance PR. Next week on Sunday for this same run, it'll be a 10 miler. So we're getting there, getting into some real numbers, and just trying to keep stacking wins. You know, yesterday's win was simply getting it figured out and, you know, figuring out how to finish that whenever it's feeling pretty awful. And then today, you know, we got up at 4 a.m., you know, on a Sunday to go run with my coach. You know, it's just, you know, great conversation. You know, that makes that a lot easier as well. There's something that It's much easier running this with somebody, especially, you know, we're not like here to push pace. He's coming off of being sick. This dude's fucking training to run 130 miles in under 24 hours, and then in September, 200 miles in under 48. My pace is not really anything to him. But that being said, he's coming off of being sick, so it kind of actually worked out really well for us. And yeah, it's on to the rest of the day. You know, it's, you know, like 7 a.m. right now or something like that, maybe almost. And I am 21,000 steps into today, and I've got all this time left. I got some work to do, got some clients to program for, and I'm actually starting to work at my coach's personal training studio, so I'm taking a client today. Man, let's go. I am absolutely in love with these shorts. I wear the goat shorts from Not Dead Yet for literally almost my entire life. I like them. I don't absolutely love them for running, so I've been playing around, and these Nike Trails shorts are the bee's knees. All right, so just a real quick wrap up on this video. Not a whole lot left to go in terms of like what got done from here. Just all just base work. The 9-mile run, man, that was the bigger win was how comfortable I was able to stay within that time frame. Again, like a lot of how I'm going about this is really based on the pitfalls that I've seen being in the fitness industry for over a decade now, and where people tend to fall off of their running habits, or why they have tried 13 times and it's never stuck. And I think one of the things is people think that the idea of running is to punish themselves, to, yes, you're going to get uncomfortable. And yes, I was uncomfortable for parts of this run, but it's not because I'm beating myself up. It's because I'm doing a challenging thing and I'm forcing myself to stick with it and to keep moving and moving. And that's the thing that I really am working on, is making sure that I'm creating a sustainable habit. This 30K is just like the first thing. It's not the thing when it comes to the running. I fully intend on doing a last man standing backyard ultra, and that's what we're getting prepared for. But you don't run that before you run a 30K or before you run a 50K, a 50 miler. So I've got a lot of steps to hit. And so the most important thing with this prep is I create sustainable habits and a positive relationship with everything. So if you're struggling with that running habit that you want, or you want to be a runner, you want to be X, Y, or Z, look to try to do it in a more comfortable manner, as this will allow you to do it much longer. A quote that I love, this is not mine, is that the man who loves to walk will always go further than the man who loves the destination. And that's what I'm doing. I'm loving the walk. So until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.